What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Wrestling Chop Shop. As I told you guys before, I posted that video of content creators that you would like to see on the Wrestling Chop Shop. Did the best I can, and here we go with another episode. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves and shout out their TikToks, Instagram, whatever they would like. Starting with MJ. Go ahead.
What's up, y'all? I'm MJ. Follow me on TikTok at NJW Squad _backup. New wrestling page. Wrote 1K again. You know what I'm saying? Roman sucks. Deadass.
Of course. What's going on, guys? It's Phil here, host of Outside the Brand. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at PhillyMatt_. It's the exact same handle, every single one of them. And you guys can just come on in, join in on the fun. This is going to be a great time. Let's go.
How y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? This Young Bonnet, you know me, young, famous, young in the cut, you know what I'm saying? Back on the Wrestling Chop Shop, you feel me? Back with a few amazing people. Gonna talk about some wrestling and shit like that. Roman Reigns does suck. And yeah, have some fun.
Okay, I feel like a deer in headlights because I'm the only Roman fan here. But yeah, I am the Fire Pro Wrestling on TikTok. On Instagram, it's I am the Jungle King. And on Twitter, it's at the Jungle King too.
Yeah, Roman sucks. So yeah, I don't know.
We the ones over here, not
Watch your
them,
mouth.
not them.
Watch your
they,
mouth.
They don't care. They're the two, so we're the ones over here, right, Loft?
You know that. You know that already.
Hey.
And that's why Brock's gonna beat
Is
his
it the
ass
Brock
at
stuff wasn't
SummerSlam,
enough?
right? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, let's not. We'll talk about that, man, later. But let's not start the podcast like that. So
Yeah. Let's show some decorum, people.
So I've been following you guys for a while, but
Right.
I don't know everything. You know what I mean? So, and especially there's some of your followers that are here today. So I'm gonna start it off with a simple question. We'll start off with MJ and they'll go in the same rotation. I just want to know what got you into wrestling. Simple as that.
All right, so my mom was dating this dude, right? He was watching Raw after WrestleMania 30, and the first person I saw on there was Daniel Bryan when he first won the championship. So, and then I saw Paige come out that same night, and I was like, "Damn, what is this? This is crazy." And then I just kept watching it for the past 7-8 years now. So,
for me, it was my grandfather. You know, my grandfather, he showed me professional wrestling around 2009, 2010, around that time. He sadly passed away during that time, around 2010. And ever since then, I just said, you know what, I'm going to continue watching this thing for him. I started watching Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. I got into Impact, and then obviously AEW became a thing. But I always started this because of him, and for that, I'm always going to be grateful. Shawn Michaels, you're my number one guy, and that was the one guy that my grandfather showed me from day freaking one. That's the reason.
Well, I think I started watching around 2007, like right around the end where SmackDown was like on UPN, like they were like the Teddy Long wedding, like the back end of that shit. You feel me?
That's hilarious.
Obviously, yeah, that was like peak SmackDown for me. Right around the time I found out who Jeff Hardy was, and I thought that was the coolest person I ever saw in my life. That was just, oh my gosh. If I could go back to that day, man. But yeah, 2007, 2008, SmackDown. Started watching Raw a little bit later on. I couldn't watch it because I couldn't stay up past a certain time on Monday nights. So I had to wait until the next week and watch Raw, like on the recap, you know what I'm saying? But SmackDown Friday nights, that was 2007, 2008. That was definitely where everything started for me.
I snuck that final hour of Raw as a kid. I did. I snuck it. I didn't care.
I'm not gonna lie. I think that's why I was a SmackDown guy. That's probably the reason why. Because I couldn't stay up that late.
Yeah. Okay, so it was about 2008, right? I was just flipping through my TV because I just learned what the remote control could do. And I just clicked on something new and all these lights and people in the stadium. And what it was this 2008 Royal Rumble. And then I just saw the whole place erupt when John Cena came back. Now, at this time, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know why the crowd was reacting this way, but it drew me onto the aura of this guy. Like, everybody knows who he is. Everybody's happy to see him. And then after a while, I kind of forgot about it. And then when I started school, all my friends were into this wrestling thing. And then I saw John Cena again. I'm like, hey, I remember this guy. So then all of us as a group just kept watching and watching until eventually the end of school. But to this day, I'm still the only one from that friend group who still watches.
See, this is why I love wrestling, because just like you, I saw Triple H's return when he came back from his quad injuries, and I'm just like, why is everybody so excited? Who is this guy? What is this? And of course, when Jeff got spared off the, holding both.
Oh yeah,
No ladder,
So,
yeah.
but it's
Oh,
just
TLC
funny
too.
how you had the same experience, because we're both sitting here like, why are all these people going crazy? Who is this guy? And it just drew us, and it's just like, yo, wrestling is just crazy. So I think some of you already said it, but what's the first like match or memory of wrestling that you can remember? It doesn't have to be like the legit first thing. Like, you don't have to try to go back that far, but like something you could just remember off the bat. Go ahead, MJ.
So that Raw at WrestleMania 30, I believe the first match they showed was the Usos and the Wyatt family, I believe.
I think
Could
so.
be
Yeah.
wrong. But that was the first match I technically watched. But the match that actually caught my attention is when Paige debuted and beat AJ Lee for the Divas Championship. So that was cool.
Okay.
The first thing that I could remember from like around the 2009-2010 era, and this brings back terrible memories. Loth, Axel, you know it very well. It's that the first show my grandfather showed me was that SmackDown where it was CM Punk and Jeff Hardy in that steel cage. I just got into things, and the man has to leave us right as I start watching. That was the first ever show my grandfather showed me on that Friday night with my friend over. And it was so bittersweet because I love professional wrestling, and that was just like my first ever like, oh my God, this is absolutely perfect. But then the man leaves us, and I'm like, why? But yeah, that was my first ever show, and that steel cage match I'm always gonna remember because it was my first steel cage match, and it was my real first main event. So it's such a bittersweet moment knowing that, but man, it was a time for sure.
Yeah, LeBron fan. Damn is correct.
Grandfather goaded for that one. He's goaded for that one.
Yeah, okay, MJ. It's not your turn anymore. Silence.
It's not your turn.
With my hand goes
I don't think
up.
MJ's a Jeff Hardy fan.
Go ahead, Love.
Oh,
I didn't say all
man.
that now.
I'm sorry, Loth. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. You good, bro. I don't know. Damn. I would probably say the Teddy Long wedding when they had Jagged Edge singing. I was totally confused because I was confused why there was a ring and why there was a fucking wedding going on. I was confused on what was happening at this moment. I think that was like the most. It's a very hazy one. I think more clear one is like when Jeff came out after Armageddon, his big championship celebration. That was the main memory I had from early. But definitely, the first thing I saw was UPN, Jeff Hardy dancing in the crowd to Jagged Edge. That was some crazy shit right there. That was crazy.
I don't really remember the match per se, but I do know that John Cena was involved and he was WWE champion at the time. So this could have been like 2010, 2011 somewhere. But that's all I remember from that. Just John Cena.
So I'm starting to see that you guys almost watched it around the same time started. So were you guys Cena fans or Orton fans?
Well,
back
Orton
then,
gave me PTSD.
it was one or the other. You were either with babyface John Cena, or I've met some people who liked Randy Orton. So I just, just a quick, MJ, I feel like you were Team Orton,
I kind of wasn't watching during that rivalry time, but
well, not the rivalry in general, just like up till now.
Okay, well, so when I started watching, I do remember the Money in the Bank match with I think WWE Championship was on the line, and John Cena won that one. So that's I'm gonna have to say John Cena, honestly.
I was a huge Randy guy. not to say that I didn't love Cena too. Cena was great, and he was definitely great for his time. You know, the whole hustle, loyalty, respect. You can't see any stuff that was great. But Randy, there was just something that gravitated towards me with him. You know, whether that was his heel work or the babyface work that he did now. The main heel work that he's been doing for his entirety of his career has been fantastic. Whether he is a heel or a babyface, something just gravitated towards me, and I was like, yeah, that's one of my guys right there. So Randy for me, 100%.
I'm conflicted because 2009 Randy was something crazy. That was a different
Yeah.
match. I freaking love that. I never was a big fan of Triple H, so Randy was beating him up. I was having the greatest time. But I just think John Cena is the greatest ever. So that, to his music, to what he was wearing, to the promos, the matches, that he was like Superman to me when I was younger.
Yeah.
So John Cena for sure for me.
Nah, I'm a Cena guy till the very end. Randy Orton scared me as a kid. And I only started really liking him in like the 2015 era of wrestling, you know, because he was feuding with Seth Rollins and I hated him more.
Oh,
So, but
okay.
yeah, but I'm always gonna be a Cena guy.
I'm a Cena guy too. It's just something gravitated towards me with Randy, but Cena 100% easily, like Locke said, one of the greatest of all time, if not the.
Y'all better respect
Beat it.
Peacemaker. That's all I got to say.
Listen, Peacemaker. Oh yeah. Shout out
Peacemaker
to
the GOAT.
shout out to Santi real quick.
I was a chain gang soldier too, bro. I had the shirt. I had the belt buckle. That was the WWE Championship.
The belt buckle.
I had the wristbands. I had
so
all of it, bro.
I gotta find my shirt, the black shirt with the big dog on it that he wore in SVR.
Yeah, bro, that's the
Yeah, he had the big.
Oh no, that shirt.
Yes. Yes.
One thing I always wanted was that chain.
We're life.
I always wanted that chain.
And they never sold the chain, but I was never able to get the dog tags though. That was the only thing.
Damn, man.
That's so cold.
Man, it was different.
Yeah.
The word life stuff, Haley, was so good. Yes.
That hustle, loyalty, respect, man. John Cena. Y'all ready for Monday?
I'm gonna cry.
You already
you guys ready for Monday?
I think I might cry too.
You already freaking know.
So
you think
we're
they're untouchable?
Since we're on the subject.
I mean, you're gonna cry, but you're definitely gonna cry when you see Finn Balor in the Judgment Day beating his ass. I'm just saying.
I will lose it.
I was gonna say, what do you guys?
Listen, WWE.
See, I think I don't think they should do Cena in theory just yet.
Thank you.
I don't really think, like, obvious it's gonna happen. The promos back and forth, and he's gonna be on Raw. But for me right now, it's too obvious.
Yes,
and early.
And it could be true. Could we see Cena come out and then Judgment Day comes out? Because there's still Edge. Everybody wants Edge versus Cena, this and that. What if we end up getting Edge and Cena versus Judgment Day?
That can happen.
Well,
what do you guys think? Do you think they're just going to go off with Cena in theory right off rip?
Knowing WWE, I feel like they're going to have John Cena come back and get an United States Championship match against Theory, but then the Judgment Day is going to come in there, disqualify, and beat up John Cena. You know, that's just what I think.
That could possibly make sense, yeah. But you know, I think they're doing the Theory stuff. I mean, it's way too far to go back on it now. They've already done so many social media antics between each other. Cena started posting the United States Championship on his Instagram and all that stuff. It only makes sense to do it right now. I do agree with you, Axel, that it is a little bit too early. And honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as Laf, as I'm pretty sure he might be saying this in his answer, but what does really Theory get by beating Cena right now? I understand putting him over, all that stuff. You're doing great things for him. He's a future. But for right now, with that United States title, I need Cena to win it. I just need him to win it. Just to carry on into the future for those future stars, possibly NXT 2.0. But yeah, I think it's going to be Cena in theory. But I wouldn't mind Finn Balor versus Cena either at SummerSlam if they went that direction because of what happened last year at SummerSlam, or what was supposed to happen when it was Finn Balor, but Cena signed the contract instead.
Fair point. Fair point.
Go ahead, La.
I wasn't even thinking about Judgment Day. I ain't gonna cap. I was not worried about Judgment Day on Monday. I was full all in with Cena in theory. I think I do understand when people say that it's a little bit early because everyone pretty much knows that it's bound to happen sooner or later. I think I'm in the minority when I say that I'm not really on the Cena and Edge thing. I really don't care for them to have another match. Of course, I watch it, but I don't care that much for it because they've been whooping each other. They've been whooping each other's ass for years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't know what else they could fight about. You know what I'm saying? Unless they have like a career versus career match or something. I don't even know how you go with that. But I think
that would actually be pretty interesting.
You think so?
Yeah.
Career versus career.
You know, I don't even know who you put over with that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but go ahead. I just had to point that out. That was pretty interesting.
That's the only thing I could think of that would really like get me interested in the storyline because I don't think this is a championship for it. I don't think any of them should be fighting for a championship at all at this point in their careers, but at least against each other. But I don't know. I think I'm just more on the Cena in theory wave as of right now. Hopefully it works its way through creative and it doesn't like turn trash or nothing. But that's I'm not really on the Judgment Day thing at this particular moment, but we'll see.
It could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you see, with Edge in theory, right? Not Edge. I mean Cena in theory. My bad. It for me it feels like they're doing it a bit too early, and either result could end up in a lose-lose. Because if theory loses, people are gonna go off and say, "Oh no, John Cena buried theory." No, yada yada yada. But then if Cena loses, it's like, what exactly did he come back for? Did he come back just to lose like that, or what? And
Olaf and I are really saying too, yeah.
Yeah. Now with like Judgment Day concerning Cena, what I was hoping for was like this new form of Edge fused with an old rival like Cena, like up until till SummerSlam or even beyond, right? That would have worked out just fine. But now the whole Cody stuff happened, and they had to put Edge in the babyface role, and I don't really see how they're gonna pull this off now. That's just me.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I want Cena versus Theory. I think it's too early, but we'll have to wait till Monday. Another real quick one before we change the subject. Who's beating the record, Cena or Orton?
Ooh.
Go ahead, MJ.
My bad. What happened? I forgot. I did not even hear anything.
I said, who do you think is going to beat the record, John Cena or Randy Orton for the most world championships?
Come on. You being serious? John Cena, of course.
There we go. That's my point.
It's Johnny. Do. You can't see him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I want it to be Randy, but it's gonna be Cena. Cena's got this in the bag. He's got that one more title reign left in him, and once that does actually eventually does happen, it's gonna be something great. And I hope that with that one final title reign, to get number 17, he can really do something special with it. And whoever beats him for it, it's gonna be a thing to see. It's gonna be a special spot to witness.
Cena should have whooped Roman's ass at SummerSlam. That we should have been done with this then.
Yes.
Yeah, we should have talked about it then.
We should have been done with that, but we know how that goes. But I still have Cena eventually breaking the record. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure when, but I do have Cena beating it. Unfortunately, Randy's hurt right now, so I think his case kind of lowers by a lot, seeing that he's gonna be out for a while. I don't know if they would like give him a championship shot as a consolation prize when he returns. We'll see how that goes. But I'm more just on if we already had like one chance to do it. I'll say Cena. I'll say Cena. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Cena too. Oh, LeBron fan. Cena losing at SummerSlam had me here. Too bad. We acknowledge the tribal chief in this house.
I love how it took like.
Kind of
I love how
outnumbered
Cena did like 3 or 4 AAs and it was just one spear. That was so bad.
Not only
The
that,
tribal
he
chief is
hit
that powerful, Phil.
He hit a super.
I just want to
He
say
hit a super A.
It was a
I just
super
want to say
AA too.
that match.
And he hit a super spear.
I just want to say
Super
that match.
spear,
That match is the reason
super
why I hate
spear.
Roman. He took an AA through the table, took a super AA, and took a regular one, and he's still kicked out. He hit one spear.
And it's just
One spear.
One spear.
It was just done.
That was it.
I mean, we always talked about Super Cena for like 20 years now. Now it's time for Super Roman to kick in.
Boo.
No.
Boo.
Excuse me? Super who?
You know Roman.
Super Roman, Axel.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, bro. Super Cena
Okay,
wasn't
I'm
stale.
listening.
Super Cena wasn't
Excuse
stale.
me?
There were people in the back.
Super Cena wasn't stale as quick as Roman Reigns was. That's all I'm gonna say.
Facts.
I mean,
Roman sucks ass.
he got a point.
Oh,
he got a point. He got a point. I hate to say it, guys, but he got a
Talk
point.
all you want.
You know?
Talk all you want. Just know
Good
that
job,
Roman
Haley.
is going to
Good job, Haley.
lay the
Listen,
smackdown
man.
on Brock, right? Brock is gonna lay down on the floor,
He
whether
gonna
in the
be
ring
very
or outside.
surprised. He gonna be very
boy.
surprised when Drew McIntyre whoops that ass. I'm just saying, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Brock is
Crash
not
at the castle, I can't
getting up
wait
for the
for
count
it.
of 10 at SummerSlam, guys.
But you're gonna be very salty when Seth
Yeah,
Rollins catching Roman Reigns.
because Roman.
Oh no,
Roman's
I'm
gonna
not.
cheat.
No. Listen. I want Seth to do it, okay? I want Seth to do it. And let me explain why. I want Seth to be the one to cash in because I am tired of this double title thing. All right. That's where I draw the line. Okay. Like I'm here, I'm acknowledging the tribal chief and everything, but even I can admit that the unifying the titles thing was a mistake. And it's ruining everything else right now. I mean, how many L's are the Usos gonna take right now?
Respect.
I mean, look at it. It's not just affecting like Roman and the world title thing, but like even look at the Usos right now. How many L's have they been taking week after week after week?
They're losers. They're losers at the end of the day.
Oh my God.
But they got both tag titles, right? That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, apparently they win when the title's on the line and lose when it's not. And that's so stupid.
Roman won both titles, yippee! But now he's not showing up, so it's like, was it worth it?
No,
I
was an advocate.
Nah, this whole thing was wraps as soon as Brock came back and took the title from Big E. See, that's when it started going down.
About that.
They never should have unified the titles. I'm still, I don't care if people feel the way they do, whatever, but I'm still down for a Roman versus Brock Lesnar match. I don't care, but I was never down for unifying the titles, and it just sucks because you got people like Seth freaking Rollins.
Yes.
Holding Raw down for the whole year with Kevin Owens, with a storyline with an invisible man, and then he shows up at WrestleMania and it's really Cody Rhodes. He takes 3 L's in a row.
Mm-hmm.
No title.
But I think,
okay.
He had an amazing rivalry with Edge.
The U.S. champion. Carter, you got Bobby Lashley holding feuds with Omos and
Big Bob.
Raw deserves
Big Bob, Milk Dud.
Raw deserves their title back, and I just feel this is a chance. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I already put my 2 cents in. I feel like Seth can cash in and maybe just choose one belt.
Now here's the thing, Axel. You bring up a good point because reports are reports, but whatever. WWE is still carrying those two championships as completely separate entities. It's not like unified, really. Roman's legitimately holding the Raw and SmackDown World Championships. So if Seth wins Money in the Bank, and he really should, I think we're all kind of in agreement that he should win Money in the Bank. Cashing in on one championship should be allowed and should be eligible. Get that Monday Night Raw championship, the WWE title, back on Monday Night Raw where it belongs. You can have Drew win at Clash at the Castle.
Yep.
And then whatever Roman wants to fucking do, go do your movies, whatever, be with your cousin, go for it. I don't care. Just go home. Let the titles be where they should be, and as on their separate brands.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole thing of him signing a new contract, which like limits his appearances, I wasn't really rocking with it to begin with, because you're the world champion. What are you doing taking a break when both brands literally need you to be there and to be defending the championships that you won at WrestleMania? I mean, I'm a Roman fan, ride or die, but even I can see the stupidity in all this. It doesn't make any sense for you to be exactly taking a break, but you got both world titles right now. You're not defending any of them. So it's up to the rest of the roster to elevate themselves whilst the world champion is gone. I mean, we dealt with this problem with Brock already. I don't want this to happen again. That's all I'm saying.
And that's funny that you say that, because if Brock wins and it's a failed cash-in, are you going to be this mad if he leaves and doesn't return for months? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm a Brock
I will
Lesnar
be.
fan, but I still hated when he had the Universal Championship. There was a moment when Samoa Joe should have won it. There was a moment when Braun Strowman should have won it. And hell, it took a while, but Roman should have won it during that time too. So I'm not I'm tired of people saying that, oh, but you're a Brock fan, so how are you? It's the fact that he has both titles. If he had one, I wouldn't care. If he had one, I wouldn't care. Take your break. That's fine. But not only are you taking from the brand that you're from, SmackDown, you're also taking from Raw. And it's like, what was the point of all this? How is that helping? And then speaking of contracts, he's only going to show up for one Raw before SummerSlam. What is that?
That's ridiculous, dog.
Is that the MSG Raw? Because I saw an advert about it on SmackDown. July 25th.
And it's like, come on,
SummerSlam is on July 30th, so I think that's the one.
It's just like I don't know. You guys know what's up, Wyatt. You guys know how I feel about Roman. My video that I just posted about the most overrated wrestler right now. I said Roman, so that video is probably.
Hey, I was in the process of making that video. I'm not gonna lie.
So it is what it is. But I do see some people dropping some questions. So before we go on to the AEW side of things.
All right.
So again, some of you didn't get to watch the Ruthless Aggression, but listen, WWE Network is a thing. Peacock is a thing. So, you can go back sometimes or whatever. So my brother Ant asked, top 5 Ruthless Aggression era stars. It could be your favorites. It could be who you think are the top in general, or whatever you want to do. No order, no nothing.
Oh, okay.
MJ, are you ready or do you need some time?
I got it.
All right, go ahead.
All right. So off rip, I'm gonna say John Cena, Edge. Then I'm gonna say Triple H. Then, damn. See, a part of me wants. All right, I'm gonna say Coach. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Listen, that's
love
fine.
that.
If you want to have a comedy gimmick in there, that's completely fine, man.
One more. I'm gonna just say Eddie just for the hell of it. I'm not really sure though. It's kind of in between either Eddie or Shelton, because I love Shelton Benjamin. That's IC champion. That was just an amazing time for his career. So
go ahead, Phil.
So No order, but Kurt Angle, John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H, and Eddie Guerrero.
Cena, Rey Mysterio, Brock, Batista.
Okay.
There's so many people you can name, honestly, because that era was so good.
It really was.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no wrong answers, especially since I said it doesn't matter. So
I gotta think on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Bro,
Kurt.
I said coach, bro. Like, come on.
now, if I said top 5 in all history, I don't care.
Yeah, then
All right.
then you gotta hold it down.
I got Cena, Edge, Eddie, Undertaker. Oh crap. Shit. And Batista.
That's a good list, Aiden. That is.
All right, I got.
I almost put Trish Stratus, but you know,
I mean,
She's-
that
that's what
was
You could have added the
I
woman.
got Jeff Hardy. No, let me stop.
of course.
Yeah.
He was only in the room
I wrote that down. I didn't know what to put.
for like two, maybe 2 years. But I got Cena. Definitely got Edge. Got Triple H. I got Batista. And I mean, people can argue with me all they want, but I always feel like the Undertaker's American Badass gimmick was his best. So I'm gonna go with the Undertaker.
Okay.
Like I said, there's really no wrong answers. Like I would have put
No.
Eddie on there too, but you know, if I'm going straight off the top, those are the names that just hit right there.
Shelton's an honorable mention. Shelton
No,
Benjamin, man. That was my man.
Benjamin, yes.
Benjamin.
Viva
The
la
gold
Raza.
standard.
I know my girl Haley loves Eddie Guerrero, so yes.
She does. She's
I
actually
see-
really happy
I
that
see
somebody
her-
finally picked
yeah.
Eddie in something because she gets very upset, and it's understandable. You know, it's very understandable. So you know, I know there was more. All right, I gotta hear this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
MJ,
Josiah.
you need a second for this one. Mount Rushmore of IC champions. That's 4. Just need 4. Again, your favorites doesn't have to be this person has to be on there. Now we're not doing that.
So, okay. So off rip, I'm gonna say the Miz. I don't care what y'all say. Now, I'm gonna say the Miz. I'm gonna say Razor Ramon. I'm going to say Mr. Perfect, and then I'm going to say probably Shelton Benjamin, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I love Shelton, bro. I don't care. I mean, I would have added Chris Jericho, but if you look back at his title reigns, they were kind of short, so I don't even think he was that good, honestly. But
That's completely understandable. Go ahead, Phil.
So we got the Miz. I agree with you on that one. Miz was great as Intercontinental champion. I got Razor Ramon as well. I got Bret Hart, and then I got the Macho Man Randy Savage.
I respect that.
All right. This is a shot in the dark, seeing that he just won the championship, but I'm putting Walter up there. I'm not calling him Gunther. I'm putting Walter up there because I think he's about to be on a world
He can be
class.
on a war path with that.
Okay.
Shit with that. So Walter, Jeff Hardy, of course. Already. John Morrison, I think his run on SmackDown was one of the best things ever for him. I guess I'll say Miz. I'll say Miz or Dolph Ziggler. Because Dolph Ziggler's
Okay.
under Vicky. That was pretty good too. But I'll give it to Miz though.
Jericho is in my top 5 Intercontinental champions of all time when I saw Corbin's. But I think he'd have to be number 5 for me, Corbin, for Jericho.
Okay. I got Miz, Ziggler, Hardy, Jeff Hardy. Oh, this is tough. And Razor Ramon.
Listen, why I can respect Santino
Santino.
Listen, because a lot of people focus on the reigns. A lot of people focus on the reigns and all this and who they. You also got to put into account the storylines, like his whole Intercontinental Champion, the honky tonky man.
Honky tonky man.
It was so good.
It was goated.
Oh man.
Just
Also,
like
him and
Jeff,
Beth
I can
Phoenix.
respect Jeff and
John
some Mount
Cena.
Rushmores because even though he didn't hold the title that many times or held it for that long, the storylines that were in it, like the Morrisons, the Umagas, like
Gosh.
storylines got to count for something, right?
Yes, 100%.
So, you know, and exactly the Cobra. Let's go.
It's
He should have won. He should have won the
mean,
Royal
three
Rumble.
of us just did it.
No, nobody wanted Alberto Del Rio. It should have been Santino.
Facts, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you right now, it was between, I believe, the last two in like an elimination chamber was Daniel Bryan and Santino.
And
I wanted
Santino.
Santino so bad.
Are you talking about John Cena?
John Cena.
Bro, don't forget in SmackDown vs. Raw, I think it was 2010. He was like, he had a whole storyline. Like, come on, man.
Oh yeah, the created wrestlers Road to WrestleMania storyline.
Yeah, bro.
Best video game of all time, no
was
cap.
Crazy,
Best
bro.
SBR of all time, no.
That championship was Santino. So give it
They
back.
basically gave you Santino's storyline.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
That was pretty funny.
So good.
That was
like
that
I
was
remember.
hilarious.
I mean, I played the storyline, right? And then I was looking back at old stuff, and I see this other episode of Raw, and I just see Santino come out the crowd. I'm like, where have I seen this before? Then I played the storyline again. I'm like, okay, they just gave me Santino's storyline, and just worked it off of that.
Thanks.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
But no, Santino Marella was like one of the funniest people I could ever see on WWE right now. I mean, it was Santino and R-Truth that are very close together when it comes to best comedic acts in the business.
Yeah, him and Beth, Santino and Beth, that was probably some of the funniest things. Glamorella, bro. Like, and then Santina, don't forget Santina.
Yes.
Oh, Santina.
The greatest women's wrestler of all time, bro.
Oh yeah, and my favorite NXT 2.0 star right here, Gunther McGillibuddy. You already know what it is, you know.
Gunther McGillibuddy, yes.
McGillibuddy.
Shout out to Cody Rhodes for that one.
But let's talk about another company real quick. AEW.
Okay. We're in the land of the elite now.
Here we go. This is
before we get into the discussion and everything, I'm just interested. Your favorite current AEW stars right now?
Malachi Black. And
okay,
I'm gonna say Malachi Black, but I want to say CM Punk so bad, but I can't put CM Punk on there. I don't know why. I'm gonna say Malachi
Maybe
Black.
because in your heart he's always gonna be a WWE guy.
Is it because he's hurt? Is it because his knees don't work anymore?
Ooh, you asshole. I'm gonna just say, but my favorite is just Malachi Black and Sammy. There you go. Sammy Guevara is who I was gonna say.
Black I love Darby. Listen, I know some personal shit aside, whatever he did, I don't condone it. But Darby is great. Sammy Guevara, easily one of the best right now. Hangman Adam Page, I don't care what anybody says. His world title run might not have been the greatest, but he became a damn good pro wrestler just by that world title reign alone. And, you know, there's something about there's just something about the way that they have built their tag team divisions over the years has been great. And also Bryan Danielson, my favorite right now, easily in the world of pro wrestling.
I missed the question. I got a phone call. My fault. What was the question?
Like who your favorites in
where
AEW
would
right
you
now?
Where would you go if you were on a roller coaster and it just like went off track? Now let me stop.
I think Lop was about to answer that one too. Lop was about to answer
that.
We were shifting to AEW, so I asked your favorite current AEW superstars, wrestlers, whatever you want to call them.
Oh damn. All right. Jeff Hardy, of course. Hangman really got me into watching. I saw that buckshot lariat for the first time. I called Phil, like, who is that? And what did he
called me right after his first match.
Oh man. Hangman. I think Jade Cargill was spectacular. Her with Kiara Hogan and Red Velvet. And they're my favorite thing about that show. I'm sorry. They have my attention. That shit has my attention.
Day
100%.
one, they had his attention too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
not a
my
surprise.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Fuck that. I ain't sorry. But Darby Allin too. Darby Allin's cool. He reminded me of Jeff when I first saw him, so I'll give him. He was definitely one. And Powerhouse Hobbs.
Powerhouse. I like
Nice.
that pick.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorites. Number 1, Jade Cargill.
We the baddies over
Thunder
here.
Rosa's also Thunder Rosa's also on my list. I just don't like how they're treating her title reign right now, but she's on my list.
I love Thunder.
Who
I
else?
love her so much.
Who else? Wardlow. Wardlow is a really good wrestler. I've been enjoying some of the stuff.
Wardlow.
I love Wardlow. Yes.
And then this team, I loved them when they were in WWE. I didn't think they were used well enough, but in the AEW, they were pretty good. FTR.
And you know what's funny?
FTR,
You know what's funny? Look at this comment.
No,
You see,
oh,
you gotta give it time.
listen,
let
Ford.
everybody go first, and then after
Yes.
everybody goes, you start complaining.
Yeah.
You see, you didn't give homie a chance. Look, you see?
Yeah. Now
Mark
listen.
C4, don't worry,
Now
man. I
listen.
gave love to Dax and Cash.
Come on, bro. Like you just gotta wait.
Oh.
You just gotta wait.
And MJF has slowly crept into my favorites list. I mean,
Oh,
I thought it
MJF
was
is easily.
Yeah.
I should have said him too.
I mean, when I first started watching AEW, I thought he was this huge jackass. But now, he still is. But now
he is.
I find him entertaining. I find him entertaining now. You see.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now
MJF,
DJ, you said John
FTR.
Moxley easily too. Yes.
Let's see.
Go
Oh
ahead,
yeah,
sorry.
everybody
John
already
Moxley
knows.
too.
Dean Ambrose,
Moxley.
John Moxley, whatever you want to
Chris
call him.
Statlander. We need to show some Chris Statlander love in here because Chris Statlander is great. I want her to beat Jade, but
Right
people
there.
on the contrary.
But that's actually a good point to raise up. Like, who do you think is gonna beat Jade?
Either Red Velvet or Kiera Hogan.
You think the Fight's gonna turn on her?
What did you say to me?
You heard what I said. I don't want it, but
You
you
say
know
to
what
me?
they're gonna do. You know what they're gonna do.
What? Say
You
it.
know
I'm
what
sure
they're
it is.
gonna do, bruh. I'll be surprised if they don't, but you know what they're gonna do.
Absolutely.
It's a known thing in wrestling where the faction members turn on their leader.
Not
We've
only
seen that
that,
countless times.
Look at with Jericho. He's like on his 18th faction. I mean, come on, bro. Like
Real
AEW's
talk,
been alive for
probably.
like 3 years. He already
In
like
a
18
circle.
different factions, bro. Like
Yes.
calm down. We get it. I respect it, but now he's a wizard and everything. Like, it's just it's.
He's a fucking wizard. What do you want from him?
I don't.
He'll throw a
want it to
fireball in
happen,
your
but
face.
I just feel like that's what's gonna happen, bro. And
I want it to either be
Yeah,
Jade
I see.
Cargill or it's probably going to be Athena. It's one of those two for me.
wait, so you want Jade
I can
Cargill?
see
to
Jade
Cargill
beat
beat
Jade Cargill?
Oh wait, no,
That's
sorry,
crazy,
my bad,
bro.
No,
Crazy.
it's either going to be
I
Chris
can see how they do
Statlander
that,
or
like-
Athena. My
Like
bad.
if they do it Ezekiel
Listen,
and
Jade
Elias
can pin
type
herself.
thing, Jade Cargill,
Jade can pin herself. Who the fuck knows? It's AEW. They do anything.
Yeah, she won and she lost.
I am upset that nobody said the Acclaimed. They have
I
slowly
like
picked
them.
up on my top. Like
Bro.
I've always liked the rapping and everything, but now what they're doing with the Ass Boys,
The
that's
Ass
their
Boys.
name. Don't get
Yes,
upset.
that is
Shout
their
out C-Dub.
Ass Boys.
The Ass Boys.
The
I'm
Ass
an
Boys.
ass man.
That last
Big
promo,
dude.
bro, is just that they deserve the tag titles. Sometime down the road,
They'll
they
become
need the tag
champions.
titles.
Yeah, like when Anthony recovers from whatever injury he's got right now, because he's always in a
Or
wheelchair. So I'm assuming
even
he's
if they
injured.
add in the trio titles, Tony Khan just released them. Stop waiting for
Tony.
Kenny Omega. Like, bro, just like you're killing me here.
Oh, don't forget.
He's
Proud
waiting
and
for
Powerful,
Kenny.
though. Don't forget Proud and Powerful.
Nobody cares about Kenny, man. Yay,
He's
cool.
waiting for Kenny, and it's stupid. Like, just release the title.
Cool. Yay, Kenny. Nobody cares, bro.
Hey, Axel. Don't forget Proud and Powerful, bro. You know what I'm saying?
PNP are great. Also a tag team that just really lost their luster ever since joining the Hardy family office.
Private
Not
Party.
the-
Trent Blade.
Private Party. I've
Yeah.
seen Private Party like personally, like at like indie shows and everything. They are fantastic. But ever since that Hardy Family Office stuff, they have just been absolutely non-existent or just completely stale, and it sucks because they're great human beings to talk to.
I think the last time I saw Private Party was when Keith Lee launched Isaiah Cassidy in his
Mhm.
face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now that brings me to.
Yeah, it was funny, but like at the same time, it's sad because now what
he got
exactly
thrown
did
down
they
the
got for
dark.
Private Party?
They're probably on Dark. You never know. Just
Yeah.
gotta watch
They're
it on
most likely on
YouTube.
Dark
Dark.
Elevation.
Subscribe to AEW. I guess I can't watch.
Don't even get me started on Dark and Dark
No,
Elevation.
I can't.
That's
But
terrible.
that brings me to my next question. Two-part.
Wait, you ain't finished your top 5 though. You know what I'm saying?
Who? Me?
You didn't finish your favorites.
Oh, I thought everybody.
Yeah, like finish your favorites
come
before
on.
you tell us that question.
John Moxley, he's the one who brought me to even watch AEW because bro,
Okay.
homie showed up the day after being released or some shit like that the same week.
Yeah.
It made no sense. It's like even Jericho was like, "What the are you doing here?"
Yeah, I remember that.
No compete clause.
Adam Cole keeps me watching AEW. He got me a little back into it because that whole AEW WWE war thing.
This is wrestling
for a little bit. But when Adam Cole came back, when he debuted, it got me back. Bryan Danielson, that's obvious.
Yes.
Obviously, I gotta have Jeff Hardy on there, despite everything. It is what it is. Anywho,
Yeah.
and he was higher on my list, but I did fall off because my whole moving situation. So I haven't been following it that much like I want to. But I definitely have to have that man, Wardlow.
Goat mode, that's.
I'm hoping
so
that
good.
when me and Lewis go to AEW on July 27th, that he is TNT champion because that would be amazing.
Gabriel, Ricky Starks, he is going to be a freaking star. I love Ricky Starks.
Shout out to Ricky Starks too.
Yes,
Ricky
I
Starks.
saw that little 50-hour video they did when they had him come out with with the fans.
Yes,
he got an ovation. He's over.
He's crazy.
Even Powerhouse Hobbs. It just now that I finished.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're good.
Now you can ask the 2-part question.
What do you love about AEW?
Ooh.
But what do you hate about AEW?
Wait,
For
see
me,
that again?
I'll go first just to get so we don't have confusion again. Confucius. I just love how it's just nice, bro. The wrestling. I will say the storylines need a little better stuff, but that's not my thing. I hate. It's just it opened more doors for me. Now I'm watching. I'm trying to stay with other promotions. I watched freaking AAA when Andrade faced Kenny Omega. Like I don't watch these other promotions. But they're I recently started. Lewis got me to watch a couple Ring of Honor matches, and the last Ring of Honor pay-per-view, and it's like. If it wasn't for AEW, I wouldn't be doing. I would just be with WWE, bro.
Yep.
And the fact, and y'all, and some of you will hate this, the fact that they take WWE stars and sign them.
Thank you.
They are bringing eyes to the product. That is what companies need. They started with a few names that are known. Then the John Moxleys came in, and so on and so forth, and it's bringing attention. Do you know how many more people watched after Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson and Ruby Soho debuted?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you like that?
Yeah.
Bro, yes.
Oh, nah. Oh, okay.
Bro, it brings more
off.
eyes to the product, bro. I'm sorry. You need to do it. You need to.
Man, Loft bugging for real. It's crazy.
I know.
Now, the thing I hate
is
I will put it with it, the storylines, because storylines has messed up Thunder Rosa's reign. It has messed up Adam Page's reign. And as of right now, she can be undefeated all she wants. But again, who's going to beat her and what's going to be the story when she does lose? Jade. It's like this. But it's just like the use of the talent, bro.
Yeah.
You have the shows. You have 3 shows, and you still don't use everyone, and I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead, MJ.
All right. So the thing that I love, I'm gonna go with the same thing. The matches. I've been entertained this past year in more AEW matches compared to the WWE. Going back to Daniel Bryan and Hangman, going back to Daniel Bryan not Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson technically. My bad.
Same difference.
Same guy.
What was I gonna say? Bryan Danielson and Kenny Omega at the Grand Slam. Going back to
there. Yes.
Sammy Guevara and Cody's rivalry. Going back to these tag team matches, even these matches are pretty good. Like they're actually really well put together. Now, the thing that I hate is the booking. Tony Khan, why is Forbidden Door so badly booked? It don't make no sense, bro.
Don't even get me started on that.
He said it.
Please don't.
Oh, he
Please
said it.
don't. I'm not gonna have an argument with you here, AJ. And I'm not.
Well, that's the case. Go ahead,
know
Phil.
I'm not wrong.
What do you love and what do you hate about AEW? You know, your name
What
is
I
Phil
hate, I'm
Khan.
going to start off with what I hate because
your name is Phil Khan. I know that's your long lost cousin from Jacksonville, Florida.
I don't even know where that freaking came from, okay? Listen, all I did was go on a live for AEW Dynamite and people just started calling me Phil Khan, and I've just been rolling with it and being stuck with it since. The one thing I hate about AEW...
Look at the comment.
Thanks, my father. Oh, my God. Okay.
Oh, man.
But go ahead.
Listen, the thing I hate, I'm going to start with the thing I hate first because this just needs to be said and this just needs to be out there in the open. The women's division right now is at the worst state it could have possibly ever been. You know, it's not Thunder Rosa's fault that she has a terrible reign going on right now. I love Thunder. Thunder's absolutely fantastic. I've been following her career for the longest. But there's nothing for this women's division. They have no storylines, and I talked about this with Lop on the last Dynamite review that we did on OTB. There's no storylines for women outside of the title pictures. There's nothing going on with the TBS championship, even with Jade Cargill being what she is. And Thunder Rosa, she got put in there with Nyla Rose. Not saying that she's bad, she's serviceable. And then Serena Deeb, who was great, but what else is there? There's nothing there. But what I do love, not only just because of the matches and how they have been doing their things as of late, like MJ said, more entertained by AEW matches than WWE at times, but what I love is that when they focus on the right types of people at the right times, like Wardlow, who he was red hot and Tony just decided to focus and got him to where he could be a future world champion in this company. And just his elevation of stars when they are at the right times is great. MJF is at one of the highest points in his career right now, and we're not even seeing him on TV. So it's been a great time seeing AEW from the beginnings to now. I hope it can only get better from here, but for some reason, people just want this company to fail, and I don't know why. It's like they want this company to fail because it's just something other than WWE. To me, it feels that way.
Go ahead,
Fair point, though. Fair point.
All right. I tend to be very critical of this show, but I think the best thing I love about it is I think this is kind of like a small thing, but it's a big thing to me. Counting wins and losses. I think that's something that is desperately needed on Raw and SmackDown and NXT right now because it shows that they have direction as far as like rankings go, who gets championship shots. People aren't just getting random title shots because they asked for it. That is something that I immediately gravitated to when I first saw it. And I think that's a great touch, a great attention to detail with that. You know what I'm saying? And I think their crowds are some of the most insane crowds since I've seen like the prime NXT stuff. Those two crowds that they're like crazy all the time. So I do appreciate that about.
There's nothing about being a part of an AEW crowd, my man. I can tell you firsthand at Grand Slam, it was insane just being a part of that.
It looks crazy. I think what I hate about it is kind of, I think the thing that Axel loves about it is just I don't like the fact that they signed so many ex-WWE wrestlers. I know he's not. Don't call him that. I'm gonna call him that because that's what they are to me. I think I've always thought that Tony Khan usually books as a fan and not as a promoter, and I think that that is something that, while it's good to have it on a business sense because you have amazing stars on your roster, at the same point you have amazing stars on your roster, and only one world champion can be crowned. So if you have one world champion and 15 world champions, 15 future world champions that should be at the top of the card, you can only book one the right way. So you got say if in bizarre world Adam Cole was world champion right now, you have 15 other superstars that were either homegrown at AEW or you brought in from wherever that also deserve that title. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a conflict of interest at the point. You have too much stuff. You have too much stuff going on at once, and it seems like it's just cluttered over there. You know what I'm saying? And the whole thing with the women's division as well. I don't want Sasha to ever step foot in AEW because it's either she's going to destroy Jade Cargill and it's not going to make any sense because we just bought her from being disgruntled over here and bring her here. And they're like, oh, you had a bad time here, so let's give you the best time here. You're pushing everyone else to the side that was there the whole time before Sasha got there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that I think that's one thing that I desperately dislike about the company. I think they should change that however they can. But that's like my number one thing.
Yeah. So, okay, one thing I do like about AEW is that it's really given me like the biggest alternative to wrestling since like prime TNA days. Like I was a big fan of TNA back in the day when it was still like popping, and then like when Bischoff and Hogan and Dixie Carter ruined it, I just like I
Facts.
just I got disconnected with it, and it wasn't like it wasn't the same. So like I stayed away from it for a while and just stayed in the WWE shell. Then when AEW started getting a lot of attention and all that stuff, it really got me to, get out of said shell and just see what else is out there, like besides WWE. And that little Impact AEW partnership that we're doing, while it may not have been the best, it did get me back into Impact. And I'm watching it
I can
more
see that.
frequently,
Yeah.
like when I was a kid. One thing I do hate about AEW, and this is hard for me to pick because there's a bunch of stuff I hate there. It's also the booking of the women's division. I don't like it. Anybody can see how bad it is, but only like a few diehards will ignore it just for the sake of, this is AEW. It's perfect.
Right.
But yeah, like I don't know why it's like, and another thing is like, fans will see a wrestler of any gender or whatever get mistreated in WWE, like not get the opportunities that they think they deserve, and will immediately go on. They'll be better in AEW. They'll be better here. They'll be better there. Yada 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 yada. And that's just annoying because you don't know what the booking decision is next. For this person, you can't just immediately assume that if they leave or if they get released, they'll just immediately go to AEW. So yeah, that's all. That's all I can say now. Because if I say more, I'll get heated.
Yeah, no, that was a definitely hard time to process. It's like, oh yeah, somebody gets released, they immediately go to AEW. It was such a hard thing to see because I mean, whenever I can tell whenever we're just talking in the group chat about like these releases, these mass releases that come out with these lists. People are saying, all right, this one's going to AEW, this one, and a lot of you are just like not even a part of the conversation because you're like, I just don't give a shit. But yeah, it was a hard thing to figure out.
But I bet you he was part of the conversation when Jeff came, huh?
It's not really technically different though because it's the same thing.
That shit is different.
That's not different, honestly, but we'll see. But yeah, it was definitely a hard thing to figure out. But I mean, it's Impact or it's AEW, and that's what people are just gonna say too. Not that
Yeah,
Japan
that's
isn't
true.
doing anything or MLW, but those are the two companies that people just look at now.
Yeah, and like Parker Bodeo, I think that's how you say it. The guy
Parker?
used to be called Harland. He went
Yep.
he went to MLW recently.
Yes.
I mean, Taya Valkyrie, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, Matt Cardona. After they got released, they went back to Impact. I mean, like
Now
it's
MLW
like that's
does
the
their
thing.
things with Impact at times,
Yeah.
so he can be on Impact pretty soon, Parker. So I like that for him. I want him there, to be honest.
True. Me too.
All right. So before I do this, I just want to give a shout out to my brother Malik, Narcolepsy Boy 94. We did this on his thing. He gave me a little idea. He had his superstars already written down. I'm gonna just go off the top. We're gonna do some this or that. Whatever.
Ooh.
No bias.
No bias.
Just
No
because
bias.
I'm picking this one because he's my favorite. I want legit who's better career, total pat. So we're gonna start with the one that I just thought about, bro. And we talked about them. Start with MJ. R-Truth or Santino Marella?
Ooh, snap.
Huh, okay. All right.
Good luck.
All right. So obviously they're both funny. Both of the top two funniest characters in their career, I think. I'm
Really
gonna have to
pick the
go with
side?
I'm gonna have to go with R-Truth because he's like a 60-time 24/7 champion.
67-time, 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-95
I-95 South.
European
In Kentucky.
Television champion.
Intercontinental champion. Yeah.
Go ahead, Phil. R-Truth or Santino?
It's R-Truth. I love Santino to death, but with R-Truth being as funny as he was, some of the actual opportunities that he had before just becoming just a comedy gimmick and everything, bringing a ladder into a Royal Rumble. What was that about? But that's just him. Some of the actual opportunities that he had were actually pretty good. I remember when he did a match with John Cena, I believe, for like the WWE title. I believe that was like Capital Punishment or something like that. Imagine that pay-per-view. But I just think some of the opportunities that he's had along the way, along with just him being absolutely hilarious, is great. But R-Truth, if you see this somehow, unblock me on Twitter. I love you. It's just, please unblock me. I love you.
Go ahead, Lon.
I remember we talked about Aiden just reminded me. We found out that R-Truth single-handedly just sing in Kurt Angle in TNA. That was the funniest thing. He's number one.
Wait,
just
what?
for that.
So okay, wow. So Ralph brought it to my attention that when R-Truth was in TNA, he had a tag team with, I believe, Pac-Man Jones, a former running back in the NFL. Because of the NFLPA and everything, he was not allowed to get inside a wrestling ring and wrestle. So in a match with Kurt Angle and Sting, I believe it was for the tag titles, R-Truth just beat Kurt Angle and Sting single-handedly because Pac-Man could not get inside a wrestling ring.
Yeah.
And he won the tag team titles single-handedly. It was one of the funniest moments. I loved it all. Go watch that match. I think it's actually on Impact's YouTube channel if you find it.
My kidding's the GOAT. But yeah, I'd pick R-Truth too.
So good. So good.
Like, yeah, I'd pick R-Truth too, not just because, he's freaking hilarious, but yeah, he's also proven that he can be a serious competitor when given the chance to. I mean, I hate that his WWE title match with Cena is on Capital Punishment of all pay-per-views. But it was still a good
one
match.
time and one time only, that pay-per-view too.
And I'm kind
Thank
of
God
upset.
for that.
Kind of upset.
Thank
Nobody
God for
mentioned Little Jimmy.
Little Jimmy.
When you picked R-Truth, like Jimmy.
Oh man, Little Jimmy.
That was crazy.
Jimmy.
Listen,
Jimmy.
All right,
Jimmy. Jimmy.
So no reasoning behind this. I just need it real quick. Y'all gonna hate me with this one.
Oh, great.
Undertaker
Mm-hmm.
or Shawn Michaels?
God damn
You're
it.
involving my favorite guy.
MJ, no reason.
No bias though.
Axel, why? Why?
Undertaker or Shawn Michaels?
How dare
Well,
you?
I ain't gonna lie. Undertaker's are already my goat. He's in my actual goat category, and Shawn Michaels is not even in my top 5. So I'm gonna say Undertaker. Just
I
because
said no bias, though. I said no
Come
bias.
on, bro. No bias. I gotta look all the way back in their career, even though I wasn't even thought about yet. Okay.
No bias.
Undertaker's the most time champion, not Intercontinental champion. He was not U.S. champion. He was tag champion. Shit. I'm gonna say Undertaker once again, though.
Okay.
Even though Shawn does have more title reigns, the streak alone, bro, historic.
All right.
Mm,
Go ahead, Phil.
Now, listen, you guys know Shawn Michaels is my favorite superstar of all time, but no bias here. It's definitely going to have to be The Undertaker. Like MJ said, the streak is impeccable. It's absolutely one of the most fantastic things in pro wrestling history. But besides WrestleMania, Undertaker was Vince McMahon's greatest creation. He is the GOAT of pro wrestling. There's something about him that everybody gravitated towards The Undertaker over Shawn Michaels. And it doesn't hurt me to say that because The Undertaker's just so great at what he did.
Go ahead, Laugh.
Undertaker. That man controlled electricity just with his hands. Like Shawn can't do that. Undertaker. That's it. Undertaker.
The man comes from under the ring, and well, that could have been Kane or Undertaker, depending on where you saw it.
Oh man!
And drag it
as
out.
much as I love Shawn Michaels, I have to go with Undertaker too. Like as a kid, the guy scared me, but I liked watching him as well. You know, because he was just like this mystical being. You know, rising from the ring, all the lights in the arena go purple when he's walking, the smoke and all that. So yeah, I mean Undertaker, and not just, but even the streak as well. Like that was the main thing I watched WrestleMania for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the main things. The other one was John Cena, obviously, but yeah, has to be Undertaker.
All right. I'm getting this one from the background on the podcast, so I'm gonna need either The Rock or Kurt Angle.
Ooh.
Damn.
Great. The Brahma Bull was sexy Kurt.
This is why I wish I watched TNA so I can know what the hell happened in his career in TNA.
Ooh, the different man in TNA.
Shit.
Yeah. Everything.
Park Angle.
And we're talking entirety career, right? Not just WWE or just entire?
Entirety.
Okay, entire. Okay, yep. I got mine, I think.
Damn, bro. Like, entire career, bro. Even though TNA Kurt Angle was a beast, I'm going to have to say The Rock because movies. That's all I'm going to say.
Movies.
Movies,
he says.
All right.
I know a ton of people in this chat are gonna hate me, but I'm picking Kurt. You know, listen, The Rock was fantastic at what he did, but when it comes to, I mean, longevity is kind of partially, there's something going on with that, but promos was great for The Rock, but everything about Kurt Angle from his WWE, TNA, everything about his career, it gravitated towards me more, mainly because I saw more of his stuff. And then once I got into The Rock, you say the rest is history, but I'm just going to leave it at that because I know if I try to explain anything harder, it's just going to be too hard to explain. So Kurt Angle for me before I just shut my mouth.
Rocky was promos, wrestling. He made the Tooth Fairy. I didn't see the Kurt Angle make the Tooth Fairy. So,
oh my god! Oh, also the game plan, right? The
Yeah,
game plan.
we
We
just
just
watched
watched
the game plan,
that. So we just watched the game plan. So
Go with movies, by the
The Rock
way.
is the best, man. The Rock is the best, man. Gotta get Rock on that one.
Do you
I'm
smell what the
picking.
Rock
I'm
is
picking
cooking?
The Rock too.
Okay.
Alright.
No, I smell it.
Lone
But
Survivor.
I remember
I'm okay with that.
I remember the first time, right? I remember the first time I saw The Rock in the WWE arena. So like, I already saw a bunch of his movies, Game Plan, Suit Fair, and I already liked him as an actor. And then when he pulled up, and then the entire crowd is just roaring in excitement and appreciation, I'm like, what is going on? How do they all know him? And then he starts getting into his character, saying his catchphrases, the millions and millions of Bronx fans and all that stuff.
Millions.
And millions, yeah. And then when when he dissed Michael Cole, I love that because I hated the whole anonymous GM thing and I hated Cole for that. So seeing The Rock in WWE was really really cool. So
The Vicky diss track.
Rock over Kurt.
Oh,
So we're
man.
gonna do
You know
this
what's
one
weird?
because I
I
find
actually,
Go
you
ahead.
know what's kind
Go
of
ahead,
weird though? It's just the fact that I'd known The Rock in movies before I knew him in wrestling. That's kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie.
Right?
Nah, that's just that. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I
At the
mean,
same time, I'm young,
not all of
man.
us.
Like,
Yeah, not all of us are Attitude Era kids. No, we didn't grow up when he
And
was
that's what I'm saying. Not
verbally
every,
abusing Steph and China and all those girls. It's like we got introduced him to Hollywood, and then when he came back to WWE, we got to love him even more the same way all these Attitude Era kids do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So all
Plus,
bias aside,
yeah.
do-rag Vince
Oh my.
or
I know
Hornswoggle.
you were just showing this. I didn't know this was gonna be a question.
Oh no,
Fucking
this is
do-rag
listen,
Vince.
it's do-rag Vince or
Freaking do-rag
Hornswoggle.
Vince or Hornswoggle, man.
I needs to know. Both have been champions. One's a father, one's the son. I need to
What?
know.
It's the
Right,
illegitimate
Hornswoggle's
son,
The
yeah.
illegitimate child.
Illegitimate child, yeah.
now y'all know y'all know for a fact. I'm saying Hornswoggle. Y'all should know why. Y'all should know why. y'all should know why. Keyword John Cena. Y'all should know why. Y'all should
That's
know
your
why.
cousin. I know. All right, go ahead, Phil.
I'm gonna go Hornswoggle. I love me some D-Rag Vince, but I love me some Hornswoggle too. Hornswoggle, the tadpole splash and everything like that. Absolutely amazing. VLC was fucking fantastic. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, VLC.
Go ahead, laugh. I feel like I know who you're gonna pick, but let's find out.
This is like weirdly. I don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this.
I mean, listen, it was in the comments. I had to.
It's either Vince or Hornswoggle. Goatswoggle, I should say.
I'm gonna give it to do-rag Vince, man, because that man came out with a do-rag knowing that's not right for his hair and just looked completely stupid, but it was the most hilarious thing ever. So I'll give him that, man. I'll give him that.
I'm taking your black card away.
What's up,
He did not.
Holmes?
I'll give him that.
What's
man.
up,
Just
Holmes?
knowing.
What up, G?
What up, G?
Oh,
What up,
He's
G?
so happy.
This man, yo.
He's just so happy.
I'm picking Durag Vince too. I mean, I never got to see it live, but like watching it on WWE Network it's like the funniest shit ever. And I actually lived through most of the Hornswoggle stuff, but no, Durag Vince is my nigga. My bad.
So
My
before we
bad.
go, the
No,
last one.
you're good.
Before we go, the last one. This one I need to know. I need to know this
Did
one.
I just say that?
I'm taking black cards away.
All right, y'all better give me the right answer.
Uh-oh.
Better give me the right answer on this
If you say Jeff or Matt, I swear.
Nah, I'm not even
He's
gonna
gonna
say
block me again.
to end it. I need to know right now. Seth Rollins or John Moxley?
Oh,
Damn.
no.
Oh. No bias, bruh. Because my
No
bias
bias.
was...
No bias.
Bruh.
I need to know.
Shit. No bias? I don't need bias with this shit.
Okay. I think
all
I
right,
got
all
it.
right.
I hope Axel does not block me for this. So I'm gonna say.
Hold up, Phil. I go first, man.
I know.
Hold on now.
I know.
Go.
I know. I'm just saying.
Go ahead, MJ. The comments are making me happy right now.
All right, hey, he said John Moxley. He ain't say Dean Ambrose, so I'm gonna go with John
No,
Moxley.
I said John Moxley. That means entirety.
He said
bro.
John
That
Moxley.
means entirety. Dean Ambrose counts. When he first came to WWE with the choker and the pink hair, all that. Yeah, that counts.
Ew.
What?
Oh man.
Come on, MJ.
Nobody. Okay, Axe, I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to go with. Wait. I'm gonna have to.
He's gonna kick you out, bro.
I can see
What
your
happened?
hand. I can see your
You're
hand.
about to
Wait,
get
bro.
booted.
Hold on.
He's gonna kick you out, bro.
What are you talking
All right,
about? My
hold
hands
on.
are always right here, bro. Give me the
Hold
answer, bro.
on.
He's
All
gonna
right.
kick you out, bro.
I'm gonna say John Moxley.
No, you folded. You folded, bro.
You folded.
I'm gonna say John Moxley because I thought about something. I thought about the moments that he created
Oh.
that are still living. Move your hand away, bro.
You a liar.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna kick him out. I knew it.
X, you did not.
Freaking awesome.
Nah, I just put him in the waiting room.
Oh man. That's funny.
Go.
MJ,
Like I was saying,
Go ahead, bro.
I
Go
am
ahead, bro.
mentally sad. Like I was saying, I'm gonna pick John Moxley. I don't care what y'all say. I'm not lying. I'm gonna pick John Moxley because I thought about some more moments in his head. The moments when he kept the money in the bank and the moments when he won the championship, those moments are still living rent free in my head. Even though Seth Rollins, he does have more title reigns. I feel like John Moxley, just the character itself, just lives rent free in people's heads. Even him in AEW. I believe his AEW title reign, which is I think he's the no bias. I'm not trying to be biased right now, but I just think he's the greatest AEW champion so far because he is more.
I mean,
entertaining.
I can agree with that. That's
I can
without
agree.
being biased as well. So,
but don't get me wrong. Even though Seth Rollins back in 2015, I love that Seth Rollins. The authority Seth Rollins was amazing. His best character. I'm still gonna have to pick John Moxley or Dean Ambrose, as you know him, because I just feel like those moments are just more memorable than what Seth Rollins has done.
go ahead, Phil.
I'm going John too. Mainly because no, I'm not. Don't tell me I'm lying.
Liar!
Mannish. Phil.
Axel, stop booing people.
Phil. Oh man, went black. Where did I go?
What's going on?
Everybody get what you doing?
What is happening right now? What is going on?
I guess it's like the three of us now. I don't know what happened. Is he still there? There he is. Okay.
Yep. Bro, bring Phil back.
No, where's Phil?
Oh.
There you go.
Thank
I was trying to
you.
bring it back that whole time, but I don't know what happened.
Oh man.
Listen.
That's funny.
Moxley has been great. Seth Rollins has been great. Seth Rollins has the greatest Money in the Bank cash-in of all time. But with the longest reigning United States championship in history or whatever, I believe that's what he had for the U.S. title. Cashing in Money in the Bank, becoming the champion, everything about what Moxley did was great. And even though I like Seth Rollins more as a character, the moments that he created were great too. Yes. And I know Marissa's probably going to kill me. Yes, Ford. Yes. But Moxley. Yes.
I'm going Rollins.
I did not say Jonathan.
You see, I won't put Loff in the waiting room because he did not fold. He did not.
I didn't fold.
I'm 10 toes, bro. I'm gonna say what I
Then
think.
again, I cannot be a liar.
Now, see, wait a second. No, I call freaking bias. No, Axel, I call freaking bias. You made me wait there for like 5 years. You instantly brought
Shut up,
up
Mark.
what the fuck is that about?
But go ahead,
Mark.
Why Seth?
Love didn't pick one.
He did. He said
I said
Seth.
that.
Only reason I'm saying
Oh.
Seth is because I think the only bad thing that he did as far as like storylines in his career is the Messiah thing. I hated the Messiah gimmick. That was just
Okay.
Hell in a Cell.
I didn't understand it. That
Hell in a Cell was great.
We
It
don't
was
talk
terrible,
about that.
yes.
we
We don't talk about that.
About Bruno? About Bruno? Yeah, I know.
That match
What
never
he's doing-
happened, bro. What you talking about?
Listen, man.
Yeah.
What he's
The only
doing
Hell in
right
a Cell
now.
match that night was Becky and Sasha.
See, what he's doing right now with out of championship and the fact that he stayed red hot after losing 3 times.
Yes.
There's no way I can put Moxley over. I do like Moxley. I don't hate Moxley or nothing,
We
but
got to throw hands after this. I ain't gonna lie.
I think Rollins is a better wrestler. I think Rollins is better on the mic. I think Rollins is better as far as his run right now. And he got a better theme song. I ain't gonna cap. I like
Man,
Rollins.
Wild Thing be hitting. You
Wild
bugging,
Thing
man.
be man.
Wild Thing is hidden road fun.
Rollins
See,
is-
Law, we got no
Rollins
hands
is
now,
nice
bro. We got no hands for him.
You
No.
make my heart sing.
Law, we got
I
no
think
hands.
this is though the best work that Seth Rollins had in his entire career besides the Shield. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
The Authority? The hell?
Nah, this is
Second best to me, but singles wise. But
he had a
this
title,
right now,
bro, so
he's
it's
great.
different. He had a title and everything. You know, that was a title, but now he's just killing it without
he's
that.
in his
He's
final
doing it.
form right now. Seth Rollins is. It's his final form, and he like legitimately became this character outside of everything. I think this is the best he's done.
This man won Money in the Bank and then cashed in WrestleMania and then become. He was world champion for like over 200 days. I don't care what y'all say. Authority Seth Rollins is the best.
Oh, now Seth Rollins is the best. Wow,
He folded again.
Thank
Look.
you. See?
crazy, bro. But
Okay, now I'm scared.
He folded again. Oh,
I,
man.
I gotta pick Seth too.
okay.
Thank you.
Don't do it, Axel. Don't
What are you
do
talking
it.
about? I'm just fixing the camera.
He's just moving the cameras. That's all.
Oh, he's moving the cameras.
I don't trust this nigga. I don't.
Oh damn, my finger slipped. Oh,
My guy, we're on YouTube, bro. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, go ahead though. Why so?
Come on.
Okay. Look, whether it was Ambrose or Moxley, whatever, he was very entertaining to me, and I appreciated that. But Rollins, you see, Seth Rollins was like my version of Edge, like my version of Prime Edge. I hated that man with my soul, with every fiber of my being. And that SummerSlam 2015, when John freaking Stewart helped him beat Cena for the US title. I was ready to throw hands. Understand this now, people. I was ready to throw some hands.
When he broke John Cena's nose with that knee.
Oh man, that was scary for me. I was worried about it.
MJ, do that again.
what are you talking about, bro?
What you just did?
We saw what you did. Don't hide it.
No, I'm not gonna send you to the. I'm not gonna.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? I didn't know, bro. I was singing Wild Thing, bro. I was singing Wild Thing, bro. You know.
No, go ahead. Do the Seth Rollins. Go ahead.
I wasn't doing nothing though.
Come
I was
on,
singing
MJ,
Wild
do
Thing.
your thing. Come
I was
on.
singing Wild Thing.
Come on.
I'm gonna put you in the
singing.
waiting room if you don't do it.
Do the
I was singing Wild Thing. You know what I'm saying?
Put him backstage. Put him back to catering.
Do the roar.
Boo this man.
What the?
Boo.
Hey.
Boo.
Boo.
Hey,
Boo.
But
You see, that was really motivated, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
but I appreciate y'all coming out. I had fun.
Phil,
man.
you're a mark.
Thank you.
No, I'm
I love you.
sorry.
I had fun too.
You know, I got the Jericho in me. I had to put y'all on the list, put y'all on the waiting room. But you know what it is.
You just made the list.
It's all love. Again, I'm gonna let
Portos
y'all
said
shout
you
out,
sending us to the Shadow Realm.
Boo this man.
Boo. Boo. Boo.
whoa.
We caught you in 4K, boy.
But starting with
There
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
Thank you. That's it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Oh, I thought you were putting
okay.
backstage again.
Okay.
You listen here, you egg. Okay, relax.
Oh my goodness.
Kick him out of
All
there.
right, let's
Kick
not
him
talk
out
about
again.
eggs
That's
and
just
bacon and
disgusting.
cheese.
Get out of
But
here.
Go ahead, MJ.
Go
Shout
home.
out where you want everybody to follow you, and then we'll go on from there.
Follow me on my new wrestling TikTok page. NW Squad Backup is right here. I just hit 600. No, I just hit 700 this morning after doing 6 days of wrestling TikTok again. Road to 1K. Yeah. Feel your mark.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @FeelingMout_. You guys can check out Outside the Brand on YouTube. That is our wrestling podcast with myself and Loft and many other wrestling creators here on this app. You guys have been absolutely killing it as of late, and we love every single time that you guys join OTB, Wrestling Chop Shop. It's a great time over there on both of the podcasts. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Axel, for having me on. And yeah, check out OTB tomorrow for our preview and predictions for Forbidden Door. Yeah. Seth Rollins, Money in the Bank all the way.
Thank you, Axel, again for having me on the show. This was really fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't tell people to follow me. If you see me on the For You page, then you see me. I'd rather you follow everyone else here because these are all amazing creators that I've come to love it for all the certain things that they're the best at. So go handle that. Thank y'all for coming out. And y'all, hope y'all had fun. Y'all stay safe, man.
Okay, first off, Axel, thanks for having me on this podcast, man.
Yep.
Ford, salute to you too, dog. This was pretty fun. Yeah, follow me on TikTok, The Fire Pro Wrestling. On Instagram, it's at I Am the Jungle King. Twitter, it's the Jungle King 2. And y'all, please sub to my YouTube and Patreon if you would. It would really help a lot. The only video I have on the Patreon right now is like rebooking WrestleMania 38. It's just a part 1. I got a part 2 coming up soon, so support your boy.
Straight up.
Support. Again,
Awesome.
guys, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate all y'all. And again, be safe. See y'all next time.